welcome to another very special episode of Gundam Battle Operation 2 featuring the MK-II Gundam. An interesting unit. In the lore, technically it is not the second unit. There's a number of other units, for example, the Alex that came before it. There's about 3 of them in lore that were produced, and it was used by multiple different factions. And for a very brief time, it was considered one of the most advanced and agile suits out there. This is a effective and just downright mean-spirited general with a very simple weapon loadout and effective skills. You might consider it one of the meta suits. It's got melee 3 priorities, so it can clash with raids. It has an instant stagger beam rifle, and it's got a dang good Vulcan and a nasty downswing. On it, you have a 16 on ballistic and beam resistance, a 22 on melee resistance, a range strength of 25, a native melee strength of 30, 130 movement speed, and some decent, thrust and movement top speeds. It's got 16 and 16 on close and medium range slots, and 7 in long. For skills, it has leg shock absorber, quick boost, emergency evasion system, flight control program, glide structure, which I just believe gets you killed most of the time when it comes into play, but whatever. High performance balancer, high spec amp back, melee combo controller 1, and forced injector, which is, in my opinion, one of the best things you can have on a suit. Equipment wise, again, it has, we'll start from the sealant launcher, the Vulcan pod, the beam saber. It has a selection of 3 different weapons, from the Hyper Bazooka 2 to the Hyper Bazooka 2 Shrapnel and the Mark II beam rifle. Instant stagger, and annoying people. Honestly, it's got a decent weapon loadout. It has a fantastic set of skills, and it's just a pretty nasty suit in general. And I will note that this was requested by Farvifian Guard. He is the guy who do most of the editing for channels, and he made this suggestion. So, let's see how it does in the match to come. Hello, and welcome to the battle. This is the MK-II Gundam. A decently nice redesign to the original Gundam, in my opinion. It's got its own look, it's got its own fan base. And, of course, Farvifian Guard asked me to take this unit out, so we're going to take her out in the classic config. Now, this unit still got legs. It's not as complex as a lot of other units, and it sure caused me enough grief back in the day, but we're going to go ahead and push forward. I generally try to avoid using the hill anymore as I take a pot shot. Ooh, nice shot. I try to kind of push forward and get some shots to try to box in the other team, or at least cut them off. And I see a guy up to my right here. I'm going to go, get him with the melee, but my guy's going to mess me up. So I'm going to revert over here, hit him, go to the Vulcans, switch back. Now, that's a Jake Hagelgig over there, and this is a Jigen of some make. Oh, he barely missed me with that attack. So, I'm just going to play buildings with him. Gonna knock him down. Decent damage. But I see his friend over there, so I'm going to just back off. I tend to use these buildings a lot to dance around. This unit's got that. They got the legs. As you can see, I'm going to keep just trying to push around and then use the mobility of this unit just to keep weaving in and out of the buildings for right now, and use my Vulcans to kind of keep them locked up. He's going to keep trying to get me with that attack, but I know better, so I'm going to come up here, fake him out from melee, get caught on the building. I'm just going to keep just slowly antagonizing him and locking him up. So
I've almost killed him at this point. Tried to get him with the sealant launcher. And they're going to push me back. One of my dudes going to come up, get him with the Vulcans. And I'm going to take a shot at whoever's there. And this is where I'm going to get into a little exchange. Because, of course, he had some spawn protection. Gonna shoot him. Knock him down. And get a little bit more of that damage. But I don't want to overcommit because there's a guy over here. And it's a Red Rider. So I immediately need to downstrike him. Just misjudged my hitting distance there. Pulled my shot too far. I'm just gonna keep playing this game where I kind of play with them a little at range. And then just keep doing that. You know, I am trying to aim for their legs. So I got him. We're gonna just take him out real quick. So the Mark II is still pretty solid as a unit goes. It's got a good weapon. It's got great Vulcans. It's when the Vulcans start getting to be fairly decent. And, well, it's got priority 3 melee. So I'm going to come in here, kill him. But he's going to get the stagger. So I'm just going to back off because there's still the guy behind us. Red Rider. I'm going to let him do that. Now, I don't think he was prepared. He probably didn't realize I had priority 3, or he probably would have tried to get a clash just to save himself a little longer. But we're going to just run this guy down using the Vulcans. This guy's just standing here, and I don't know how he got that counter off at all. Clearly connected, got countered. Yeah, totally how this game should work, yeah. But we're gonna have a little bit of time to figure out where we're gonna drop in, so I'm gonna go in to see if I can, because I can see there's some fighting going there, and I might be able to help my guys out. And it's my favorite friend, the Red Rider. I'm just gonna down strike immediately. Somehow my neutral hit him, and I still have no idea how. So you can see I'm just going to keep moving from target to target, trying to back up my guys as best I can. Knock him down to try to at least get him worn down. And also limit how many people are shooting at me at once. And I'm going to go Vulcans in here. Pick him off with the Vulcan, take a few shots, because it doesn't help when your guy shoots you in the back. Just mostly one of the things I like to do, especially in these matches, is I tend to try to lock people up, and if I can get 2 or 3 people just to play stupid games like this with me, then I think it's pretty good for keeping your team in a good position to win. Now, I don't mean in a melee combat, but where they're kind of doing the shuffle about. So we got a guy, oh, it's our favorite friend, the Gyaradoga. I waited for him. We're going to be a little too short, so I'm just going to back up a little. And I'm just going to get that down, and then we're going to have the Camphor come in. And we're going to just play this game. He's going to back off, but I'm going to stay on him. Even though there's a guy that just spawned behind and next to me. I think he accidentally hit me with his missiles, which is hilarious. I'm not sure what the Gyaradoga's thinking. He really should have pressed. But, Kapul's going to come in here. He's going to get countered. Kapul's a really good unit, by the way. I love that thing. A lot of tools for different ranges and different situations, but we're gonna be dancing around here. Now, I'm not really concerned about doing a base bomb. What I'm trying to do is make them spawn here, where we can kind of just hold them up. Now, I believe our Gyaradoga friend, yep, he spawned behind me again. But we're a little staggered out, so we're just not in one hole to be either artilleried or, you know, boxed in completely. Which is a little bit better. C's been retaken. 2 is fighting someone in a ditch, I assume. as we get to the last minute-ish of this match, you can see how the match is going point-wise, but this unit, I can definitely suggest to people to get a little bit of a hang of a general. It's just a decent unit, and I'm going to close here on the Kapool. I knew he was going to dodge back as opposed to try to counter me, which honestly is what he should have done. But we'll take him out. He separated himself. It was not a good move. If he was a little bit more aggressive, he could have got at least a counter on me and then maybe been able to switch over and deal with the Camphor, but the Camphor's a dangerous machine. I'm going to take a long shot here in a second. Bam, missed. Sadness occurred. He's gone. But this is a dangerous machine, and it can be a very good learning experience for especially new pilots because it has a simple loadout. It can clash with raids. It's pretty sturdy for what it is, and it's just a fun unit. So as we get to it, let's see how we did, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to thank everyone who has subscribed, and thanks to Farv. Whoa, well, we got 3 points, or the scoreboard. And first place. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.